I've got good news. The remote control stopped working. Why is that good news? Well, I have only one of two options available to me at this point. One, I can buy a new one, which isn't crazy. It's about 20 or 30 bucks to replace it. Or I can crack this baby open, see a little bit about how it works, and maybe I can fix it. I don't know what goes on inside of this thing, but wouldn't it be fun to learn together? Also, just to be clear, it doesn't completely not work. All of the buttons, except this little scrolly, work just fine. The brains of the machine are working, but mechanically something is wrong with this little scrolling knob. I say we go in there and figure it out. Let's go. Okay, first things first, I'll remove the batteries. That seems like the right thing to do. Now there's a seam down the side of the remote where two halves of it come together. So with these little screwdrivers, I'll pry it open. It's actually a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. This larger screwdriver seems to be doing the trick. Okay, taking the cover off, I see this rubbery keypad, and it has these little buttons that stick through the holes of the cover. The scroll wheel is coming out easily now, which that makes sense. I'm using a flashlight to see if I can figure out what's going on inside the remote and how it all kind of fits together. It turns out you can lift off this keypad layer, and beneath it there are these little silvery buttons. These are the actual buttons that when you press them, they make the remote do stuff. Since these things are full of dust and cat hairs, I'm blowing them out just to get it as clean as possible. As I examine this a little more closely, I think that the arm of the scroll wheel may have broken off inside this little compartment. I'm going to try and see if I can fish it out. But it seems like it's in there pretty good. Hey, Ace! I've given up trying to fish it out. I'm going to try a drill. I saw online where someone had taken a drill to create a hole so that they could create a new rod for this little scroll wheel, and that's what I'm going to try to do. All right, I just want to clean it out a little bit more. And I need to drill a hole here in this part as well. First, I need to reset my work area a little bit. Now I need to support this part here so that I don't break it when I drill into it. If I stack some shims, then that should give it enough support. It's a little tricky to get this bit to stay in place, but eventually I get it in there. Okay, gotta shake it out. To create a rod at first, I thought I would try a paper clip, but I realized pretty quickly that it's not thick enough to be stable inside that little bit. Now I'm gonna try a good old-fashioned toothpick, which, as you probably know, has like a million uses. I think it's gonna fit inside the scroll wheel a lot more snugly, while also letting it move freely within this little side part. I just need to whittle it down a little bit for the perfect fit. And now I need to cut it down to size. Boing. Okay, now I gotta pop this back in. But first, so I thought it would be fun if I take my disassembled remote and see how it actually works with the TV. I'm gonna use this chopstick because I'm not sure if the oils on my fingers are bad for these little pieces right here. And I don't think there's a chance that I'm going to be electrocuted. So that corresponds to this. First thing, let's turn it on. And if I want to go to the home button, looks like that's this. Okay. These here correspond to these here, the up, down, left, and right. Let's go to the right. Netflix. This right here is where I would select. I'm going to take this out for now. I believe it's this here that selects. All right, let's put this back together. I'm using this little shim to keep the remote level while I piece it all together because I don't want the scroll wheel to slip out of place as I lay the rubber part on top. I snap it back together, replace the batteries, and we're good. Now, earlier when I took this apart, these little clips broke off and fell out. And I guess they help to keep the remote together, but even without them, it still feels pretty securely in place. Now, the only thing I have left to do is to sand down these edges a bit since I roughed up the remote pretty good when I first took it apart. It may not look pretty, but it works. And that's it. It's fixed. Kind of fascinating in there too, all those little buttons. I did think I was going to need the drill, so that was a bit of a surprise. But all in all, definitely easy. I'd say if you have a remote control that's similar to this one and it goes on the fritz and you want to try to figure it out, pop it open, see what you can do. If anything, it's a great learning experience, which I love. See what's on here.